Well, we appreciate you coming out this afternoon to join us as we celebrate the ribbon cutting for two of Richland's most recently installed works of public art. Thank you for joining us. Before we begin and before we hear a little from our speakers, let me introduce myself. My name is Joe Schissel. I'm the city's Parks and Public Facilities Director and happen to staff the city's Arts Commission, which we'll hear from here real soon. Well, in Richland, we're very proud of decorating some of our public spaces, our roundabouts, with public art. Again, this is our most recent installation. We think that art is good for the community, and it's also good for business. It creates a buzz around our spaces, it gets people talking, and it makes our places more interesting and more livable. So we think that by doing that, we've created an interesting space along this corridor, and we're probably going to hear later from the Arts Commission on how this little stretch of the corridor ties in with some others, and there's a larger theme at play here. We are fortunate to have an Arts Commission in the city that makes recommendations to our city council and provides advice in terms of the kinds of public art that is put into our collection and how that collection gets managed. And we're joined here today by the current chair of the city's Arts Commission, Dr. Jeff Kissel. Jeff, would you like to come forward and speak on behalf of the Arts Commission?
So Joe touched a little bit on this, but I want to reiterate that the Richland Arts Commission is one of Richland's many volunteer commissions, all volunteer commissions. Our specific role is to promote and enhance and facilitate the city's arts-related activities. We're informed by the council and public, working close with city staff to enhance the city's visual and performing arts endeavors. One of the most recent endeavors has been the installation of art within the Dupertail corridor. Over time, we've built up a theme of Richland's history from the past to the present in order to connect parts of Richland that are geographically divided by the Yakima River. In the northeast, the residential corridor of Dupertail was once the home of many concrete and electrical and metal skilled laborers that were present during the construction of the Hanford site. So in honor of that history, we installed art in the roundabouts on that side of town that highlighted the beauty and simplicity of the texture of metal, while at the same time evoking an image of growth and movement. So at the Thayer roundabout, there's a growing metal bulb with a rustic weathered steel look, with an ode to the history of the metal workers that had helped build the construction of the Hanford site. And then at the right roundabout, also on the northeast side, there are two metal sculptures in the roundabouts swirling up, one with the same rustic metal look and the other with a shiny, bright stainless steel look. And the movement and contrast of these sculptures are really supposed to evoke the rapidly changing culture of the city as it grew in the boomtown era. Now here, in the roundabouts behind me, the two newest roundabouts, one at I-82 and the other at Columbia Park Trail, they represent Richland today, with a web where Richland is a web of interconnected, symbiotic dichotomies that are thriving together. So this message of representing Richland's diverse community and environment was broadcast in a call for art constructed by the Richland Arts Commission and city staff. We used these images and concepts of unlikely connecting pairs, like thriving agriculture against cutting-edge science and technology, harnessing our natural resources while being conscious of modern sustainability, and then connecting old and new Richland as the construction continues. So the artists who answered that call are an artist outside of Portland called Riza A+D. It's an architectural design firm that also does Pacific Northwest public art. And their creativity brings what you see here today. There are two pieces, one called The Waves of Viticulture and the other called Fishing for Gravity. Off of I-82, The Waves of Viticulture honors our three rivers as a natural resource with the overall wave-like structure. At the same time, it doubles as a vineyard in which each row has the profile of a grape leaf, and the grapes are actually recycled bottoms of wine bottles. And this highlights all of the local vineyards around town. And finally, here at the Columbia Park Trail, fishing for gravity can be seen both as a giant net full of fish being pulled out of the river, but also as great distortions in space-time from colliding black holes, with the surrounding stones being the gravitational waves like those that are detected by our local astronomical observatory, LIGO. So it's with these roundabouts throughout the Dupertail corridor that we tell the story of Richland and connecting it through art. From the past, present, and future, we hope these sculptures make you proud to be a resident of Richland.
These are our youth members here, and I can't see in that group here real quick, do we have any other arts commissioners here? Okay, we're good. So, first of all, I want to thank Joe and Jeff for all their hard work. This was quite the project, and so can everybody give a round of applause for them? Oh, come on, let's do it. All right, and I'm pleased to be here today to acknowledge the art, the recent installed art here at Queensgate Drive. And I know Jeff did a great job explaining it. So it's something that we can enjoy for years. Whoops, I got my notes, they're gonna blow away. They're not taped down like everybody else's. I would also like to thank the Arts Commission for all their hard work in creating all the art that we're going to have in the past, present, and future here in Richland. I think we have a great team of commissioners on the Arts Commission, and I look forward to all the different ideas they have and all the projects that will be coming forward. As a liaison council member for the Arts Commission, I look at it as very interesting to sit there on their workshops and see and listen of how they incorporate themes of history and Richland legacy into each project that's coming into the different art programs and different art that we're having within Richland. It's been a pretty interesting project, and I really respect everything they do. With that, it's pretty easy. I think we have a ribbon cutting and a proclamation, and then we can go ahead and make everything official. Thank you guys very much. Whereas the arts enhance our quality of life in Richland by helping to define our community's identity, values, heritage, and whereas investment in the arts stimulates economic growth, attracts business and corporate investment to the communities, and whereas the public art promotes downtown and neighborhood revitalization, spurs tourism, enhances the image of our community, and encourages innovation and inspiration. And now therefore, on behalf of Mayor Thompson, by virtue of the authority vested in me, I hereby proclaim April 25th, 2019 to be Roundabout Artwork Day.
1, 2, 3.
All right.